Judy Byington big update today's 9:15 p.m. October 29, 2021. The wall is closing. Now the private wasn't central bank. The corrupt politicians, the fake news, big tech companies, everything they've been trying to do well, it's hitting a brick wall. The people are not going along with it. That people are pushing. And this is going to continue on because the people now are awake. They see what's going on. Think about Biden's Build Back Better plan, which really doesn't mean build back America. It means build back the Great Reset plan, the plan they had before Trump came into the. Remember, Trump put him behind schedule. He took 4 years away from what they needed to do. Then he reversed a lot of the things that they had in place. This screwed them up. Now they have to build it back. That's what that means. It doesn't mean, oh, we're going to build better roads and bridges and airports and make lives incredible. It doesn't mean that they're going to be out there saying, hey, you know what? We have this infrastructure bill, which really has nothing to do with the infrastructure, and we're going to make everyone's lives incredible because America's going to look great. That's not what they're doing. Actually, if you look at their Build Back Better plan, you can see it has nothing to do with infrastructure. It has everything to do with their other agenda. That is to bring us into the Great Reset with the Green New Deal. So when you look at it, it shows that the Build Back Better plan, the entire budget includes amnesty for at least 7 million illegal aliens. So the amnesty would allow close to 7 million illegal aliens, maybe even more, to get a green card, and after 5 years begin applying for a naturalized citizenship. Why do they want this? Well, remember, they cheat in the elections, and what are they trying to do to the United States? Actually, I believe Trump mentioned this. We mentioned this many times before. They want to bring this country into a third world status. Remember, their plan is the Great Reset. They're not supposed to be individual nations. This is what they're trying to do. Now, yelling is trying to convince everyone, well, you know something, if we do the Build Back Better, this is going to help with inflation. This will actually be a plan that will be anti-inflation. Think about what she's saying here. If we pass $1 trillion plan, this is going to help the economy. It's going to stop inflation and everything's going to look fantastic. Didn't Biden already use trillions of dollars? How's the economy doing right now? Does it look incredible? Did he do anything with that money to help the economy? Nothing. And yes, inflation is not transitory. This is why they went from the beginning of the year in 2021 saying, listen, inflation, it will go away by summer. Don't worry about it. Okay, maybe you're not by summer. Maybe by the fall or the end of the year of 2021. Okay, maybe not by the end of 2021. But maybe it will all go away by 2020, in the beginning, but like around spring. Oh, maybe not then, maybe at the end of 2022. And this is what they're calling transitory, and she's trying to convince everyone. Listen, if we take this infrastructure bill, it's going to stop the inflation, really trillions of dollars. That's going to stop inflation. Well, Trump had something to say about this, and he put out a statement, and he said the following: inflation nation, because that's what we're going to see. Remember, this was all in place way before Trump. This was already set in motion. Trump just put them behind schedule. Since he put them behind schedule and reversed a lot of their policies, they are now rushing. They're accelerating everything. They need to do it. This is nothing new. This is how Trump and the patriots know their playbook. They're trying to catch up. This was always going to happen, but at a very, very slow rate where people wouldn't really notice. They would be able to blame it on something else. Now you have a front row seat to see their actual plan. You have a front row seat to see this is what they always wanted to do. And guess what? There's no distractions. Oh, there's no bombs. Let's talk about being prepared. A lot of people are worried about the future. You're not the only one right now. There's an overwhelming surge of Americans who are stocking up on emergency food. Should you be one of them? Ask yourself, do you currently have enough food on hand to get you and your family through a prolonged crisis that last month? If not, you should strongly consider getting a 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. There, the nation's #1 preparedness company, and they serve millions of American families. Right now, save $100 off their selling 3-month emergency kit, which comes with breakfast, lunches, dinners, drinks, and snacks. This kit, for 2,000 calories a day, and the food stays fresh for up to 25 years in proper storage. But if you don't act now, you might not secure these kits. Head over to preparewithx22.com and claim your 3-month emergency food kit. At the special price, you'll save $100 per case. But you must act today while supplies last. That's preparewithx22.com, or click the link in the description. There's no war. You're not locked in your house. The global economy is not shut down. You can see it all happens in real time. That's what you're experiencing right now. It's not like they just created this. It's It was always there. Now, what's very interesting is we know that they're ready to tax us up the wazoo, and yes, they keep saying for billionaires. We know that this is not going to happen, and we know what happens if they start taxing billionaires and companies. What do you think happens? We've seen it in the businesses billionaires. They move. Look at Elon Musk. Did he move out of California? Did he decide to move to a state that would be business friendly? Yes, with taxes with freedom. Think about the past. When the deep state, the central bank players implemented all these regulations, implemented taxes. What did the companies do? Did they stay? Or did they move the companies? Yes, it was part of their agenda. What do you think is going to happen when they do the same exact thing, but on a scale that's much, much larger? Yes, companies are going to move out of here. Remember, this is part of their plan. If they're going to bring this country into a third world status, and they're going to bring the world into the Great Reset, this is what they always had planned. It's not like, oh, we just thought of this. You're just seeing the plan now, because it's accelerated now. When you look at the United States, and if they go ahead and they implement this tax, the United States would have the highest average top tax rate on personal income in the OECD under Biden's new Build Back Better. And there's a little graph here that shows where we are, way down in that list, and we would move all the way to number 1. And you know what would happen after that? Everyone would be taxed just like during 1913. Every time they tell you it's just for this group, it's really for everyone. That's how they introduce it. Now, it seems the infrastructure bill is not really moving the way they thought it was. It's not working out the way they thought. They're not getting the votes. Actually, Election Wizard put this out. Pelosi says House vote on infrastructure spending will be postponed. I mean, it's interesting. It's going to cost zero. And if it costs zero, why does everyone have a problem with it? That tells you everything you need to know. Now we know that we're going to be going through a little bit of pain here. Because remember, this is to wake the American people up to fight for change. Do you like the economy the way it is? Do you like the supply chain issues? Do you like going into the Great Reset? Because everything that we're experiencing right now, this is the preliminary step to move into the Great Reset. Do you think this is bad? Can you imagine if we were in the Great Reset? So this is giving people a little taste of what is coming, and yes, it's going to get worse before it gets better, because the people have to experience. You can't be told about it. You can't say, hey, by the way, you know what's going to happen. Your money's going to be worth absolutely nothing. You're not going to be able to get supplies on the shelves. People actually have to see it firsthand. Once they see it firsthand, once they experience it, they say, you know something, we don't like this at all. This is not something that we want, and we can see who's responsible, who's accountable for all this. Now the retailers that came out, and these are the retail executor, and 98% of them that were surveyed, they said that we're going to be experiencing supply chain issues, and it's going to go into 2022. It's going to be a little difficult as we move from now into 2022, and people are going to hit the present as the economic precipice, and they're going to demand change. That's what this is all about. The people aren't separated by color, race, Democrat, Republican. It doesn't matter. Everyone will be affected the same way. There's different levels of income, but it will hit every level of income. Yes, it starts at the poorest people first, and then it moves up, and the people who make a lot of money, they're going to start to feel it, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And they're going to say, okay, this doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. The VAT, and especially with inflation, the value of your currency is going to disappear. So for those people that have 30,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 in the bank, they're going to see that value of the fiat currency start to decline rapidly, and no, well, it's actually digital numbers now, but the value of it is going to decline, and you'll see it. When you go to purchase things, you'll see it. When you have to pay your heat bill, you'll see it. When you have to pay your electric bill, you will experience all of it. And since we all have this in common, we all want to pay our bills, and there's a lot more mid-level, lower-level people than there are wealthy people. The people of this country are going to say, this cannot happen anymore. We are done with it. The crisis will allow the people to say, we need change. We need to go after those who are responsible for all of this, that allowed this to happen. Because under Trump's presidency, what happened to the economy? It improved even under the central bank. Under Biden's economy, who was out there bragging, he has all these plans, 100 days, I'm going to be doing this. The economy is going to do fantastic. Don't worry. Well, now the people that voted for him, they're starting to realize, okay, it's now almost a year now, and things haven't improved. Actually, it's gotten worse. He didn't build backwards. He spent trillions of dollars, and we have nothing for it except higher fuel costs. And he canceled gas leases. He canceled the jobs on the pipeline. People are seeing all of this, and they're questioning it all. And in the end, what's going to happen is people are going to start to say, okay, we had enough of it. We're done. We need something different. We need to know why this. Why are we seeing inflation? Who's responsible for inflation? Well, Evan's going to point to what the Federal Reserve, or what's their mandate. Their mandate is to control inflation, isn't it? They keep telling us we got it under control. It's 2%, it's transitory, when it's no longer transitory, and people don't care about the fake statistics, and they go out and they say, okay, I just bought bread, and it's $37. Okay, I don't care. If you keep telling me it's 2% bread is $37. I went to fill up my car and I see a gallon of gas is $28. Okay, who's responsible for inflation? Keeping the currency stable. Oh, wait, that's the Fed. Let's look at their mandate. Let's see what they've been doing. How they've been controlling the wait a minute. They keep telling us, oh, it's transitory. It only went. But look what the people are experiencing. They're experiencing something completely different. And at that point, Joe Biden, the central bank, the puppet masters, they're done for. This is where we're headed. This is why we need the crisis. And in the process, what are they going to do? They're going to destroy their system. The next phase will be exposing the entire criminal syndicate of the central bank system.